In this video, I'm going to talk about my 3-month plan if I had to go out and get my very first data job again. After being in the field for a few years now and helping tons of others land their first job too, I think it only made sense to make a video about what to focus on. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Ian. I'm a self-taught data analyst. This is a place where we dive into tools, strategies, and tech to help you level up your skills, whether you're aiming to become a data analyst or just exploring it. Let's dive right into it. Month 1, the learning month. So for this month, I would knock out all my learning because it acts as a domino effect for the following 2 months. So what to learn? Let's learn Excel, SQL, and a BI tool of your choice. Now, I personally would pick Tableau over Power BI, but that's mainly because you can host your dashboards for free on Tableau Public. But in the end, it really doesn't matter because there's a whole bunch of transferable skills between the BI tools, and it really only matters that you just learn one to begin with. And the only thing that really matters is that you learn one and stick to it and get decently good at it. Now, everyone's schedule is a bit different. I learn nights and weekends, and for you, it might be a little bit different. It's really up to you to really figure out when you learn best, whether it's waking up a little early or staying up a little bit later. The courses for these 3 tools can be anywhere from 4 to 16 hours each, and you need to make sure you have enough time to finish them all in the next 30 days. Now, the courses themselves, I'd recommend doing tool-specific courses and not a catch-all type of course. You want to know what you're capable of in each tool, and a high-level course really doesn't go deep enough. Now, you could find some really great resources here on YouTube, but if you're like me and like some structure, I would head over to Maven Analytics and take some of their courses. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you come over here to mavenanalytics.io, you'll find yourself on their homepage. So let's go to Discover, and then over here, make sure we're on Learn and go to Self-Paced Courses. So first one we're talking about is Excel. So let's go ahead and search Excel. First one I would recommend starting out with, if you scroll down, be this very last one in the search. This one's Excel Formulas and Functions. Now, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of courses you can take, but for this one, you're gonna find the most value for the hours that you need to take. The other skill we want to talk about is SQL. So if we go ahead and type in MySQL, and we're going to get MySQL Data Analysis, which is also the last one in this search. So this one's 8 hours. It's led by John Poller, great friend. He's a really great guy and a great teacher as well. It's where I learned my SQL skills to get my first data job. So I highly recommend this course. As you get a little bit better and want to advance, if you want to take another one, they also have an advanced SQL here, which is perfect. But if we're just focusing on basics, I would start with MySQL Data Analysis. So our third skill that we need to learn, or our third tool, is Tableau. Now they do have Power BI on here as well, but since I'm a little biased towards Tableau, I will let you know which one I took. So they're all led by Dustin Cabral. Sorry if I'm butchering that last name, but you will want Intro to Tableau Desktop. This is the one I took to learn all my basics of dashboarding. It's a bit on the longer side, but there's a lot of great content in here, and I highly recommend taking this one as your intro into Tableau. Now they have other things like Python and, like I said, Power BI and other things like that. So if none of these tools fit what you're going for, go ahead and search them, and I'm sure they have an entry-level course for those tools. Now, why did I choose Maven Analytics over a place like Udemy, where you can buy a course when they're on sale for $15 to $20 each? Well, it comes down to one thing, and it's what I said before. Everyone's schedule is a bit different, and everyone's learning goals are different. So with this subscription, you not only have access to those courses I showed you, but you had access to all of the courses they have on their platform. So those advanced ones I was talking about. This helps you learn different tools, and if you have time in the months 2 and 3, you can go ahead and take those advanced ones to get even better during those technical interviews. So let's go over to month 2, our project and revamp month. Now we're gonna take everything we learned in month 1 and start to create things. So you're gonna wanna scrap all of those capstone projects you did during the courses, and you're gonna wanna make 3 to 5 projects on your own. Now this shouldn't take very long. You could probably realistically knock out 2 to 3 projects in a weekend. So that might seem like a lot, but what we want to do here is not create a complicated dashboard or project. We want something simple that has insights that you uncovered during the project, but that's kind of difficult for someone who's new to data analytics to kind of figure out on their own before they even know anything about that data set. So if we head back over to Maven Analytics, I'm going to show you a really cool trick that we can get those questions before we even look at that data. So here we are back over at Maven Analytics. Let's go ahead and go to Discover. Now we're going to go to Resources tab right here and go to Data Playground. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different types of data, and you can go ahead and pick whichever one suits you. But let's say Halloween candy is what we want to go with. Go ahead and click this, and over here, you can see recommended analysis. These are the questions you want to answer with the data you have. So this is exactly what you want to do for your project. And I'll show you another one just so you can see they all have them. So if you're new, you have a hard time figuring out what questions to answer, head over here, it's already done for you. If you don't like these questions, use things like ChatGPT, say, hey, what are some questions I can answer with this type of data set? And it's gonna shoot you out a couple questions. So this is exactly how I would approach my projects if I were gonna do new ones. But if you don't like this way, there's always alternatives. You could head over to Kaggle, get a data set over there, create your own data set. There's tons of different ways you can make projects. Now, the reason I said 3 to 5 projects is because your first couple are probably going to be pretty bad. We want to struggle through these first couple so we could put the really good projects on our portfolio and a resume. And like I said, keep in mind that we don't want to make complicated projects. We want quick, clean looking, high quality dashboards that we can show off, and they serve as more of eye candy as your description should go into how you uncovered those insights. So now that we have projects done and we probably have a couple weeks left in month 2, we're gonna go ahead and start revamping things. This means revamping your portfolio, your resume, and your LinkedIn profile. So to get a little bit more specific on our portfolio website, you can use whatever you want, like Card or your own self-hosted website, or you can also head back over to here to Maven Analytics and go to their showcase at the top. Now this is a place where you could create your portfolio. It's hosted. You can put Python, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, every type of tool you need for data analytics. You could host it right here on this portfolio website. So whatever you use, you're going to want to put your best 3 projects on there. Now, if your portfolio website gives you the option to put descriptions, go ahead and put the tools you used, how you uncovered insights, what you uncovered, what kind of impact that has towards the business, and generally how you went about analyzing everything. So this will give the recruiter or hiring manager a little bit more in-depth about your projects before they even talk to you. And if you're having trouble with this part, like always, head over to ChatGPT, explain your project, tell them to give you a description, and if it kind of matches what you were doing, put that in, put it into your own words, make sure it's really you, because you will have to talk about that during an interview. And for the resume, it's pretty much the same thing. You want to put your 3 best projects there. And since we're keeping our resume short, I'm hoping you're keeping it to 1 to 1.5 pages long, short bullet points that have quantified metrics in there and any insights you uncovered, and definitely talk about the tools. These should be little quick one-liners, maybe 4 bullets per project, and that's it. And what's really cool about this portfolio website, you can link back in your resume to this portfolio for each project. And lastly, let's go to revamp our LinkedIn profile. So there's a couple areas we want to address here. First, we want to add our portfolio to our custom button. So if we go over here to our profile, if you click this little pencil icon, scroll all the way down, you'll see a website section. This is where you put your portfolio link, and then you can customize your link text. Just put my portfolio or something like that. But this way, you will have a link at the top of your profile that anyone can go to. Next would be your featured section. If you don't have that enabled, you can go ahead and click this profile section, and under recommended, you can click add featured. This is going to, if you scroll down here, give you this featured section to where you can add as many tiles as you want. But for you, let's add our portfolio here. And all you have to do is click this plus icon and then add a link, just like that custom button we did at the top of our profile. You do the same thing here and you're good to go. So some other places we're gonna wanna take care of are your banner. If you just have the default banner, head over to Canva, it's free. Look up LinkedIn profile banner or LinkedIn banner, something like that. And go ahead, download it, put your name, put data analyst, put the 3 skills you have and leave it at that. Nice and clean is what we're aiming for. The other place you wanna redo here is your About Me section. This is really tough for me, especially when I was first starting out. But like always, head over to ChatGPT, have it shoot you out a short summary, put your own words in it, put the skills you're using, the tools, and just really make it your own and not have it sound like a robot. So all of this seems like a lot, but realistically, if you sat down, dedicated some time to it without distractions, you should knock this out in a day. So if you're keeping up and you knock this out right away, you should have at least another week before we head into month 3, depending on how fast or slow you went. But let's say you have 1 week. It would be most beneficial to you to add any remaining time that you have on to month 3. Because month 3 is the most time-consuming month, you need all the time you can get. So speaking of month 3, let's go ahead and start talking about it. So this month is looking for a job month. By far the hardest and most time-consuming month of them all. Really, it's the part of the process or journey where you want to rip your hair out. You get ghosted, you fail. It's really a roller coaster of emotions. But trust me, it's worth it in the end. Let's get to it. You need to dedicate all of your free time. That means before you go to work, on your lunch, after work, on the toilet, really any moment you have, you need to dedicate towards looking for a job. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. This comes in 2 ways. First way is the job board. You're going to want to apply to everything. So to do that, we can head over to jobs on LinkedIn, go ahead and search Data Analyst. You are going to want to sort by the past 24 hours, at least that's what I like to do. I want to find the most recent jobs that I can, so I can be one of the first to apply for it. Now from here, depending on what you want in a job, I like remote. I would filter by remote. But if you're open to everything, go ahead and leave it blank. So all you're gonna do here is just start applying to everything that matches your criteria. So for criteria, I applied to everything when I first started out where it said 0 to 3 years of experience in any of the tools I knew. So I suggest doing the same because realistically, you don't know how experienced they want you to be until you get to that interview round. So it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and apply. So just do it. This process here is more of a numbers game than anything. So the more you can do this throughout your day, since we're getting new jobs in the past 24 hours constantly, just apply, apply, apply. Now, if you have extra time, go ahead and reach out to the recruiters after every application. This is a bit time consuming and can double the time it takes to apply for one job, but this is a way to get in front of the right people if they reach back out to you. Not all recruiters will message you back, so just keep that in mind. They're probably getting messaged a lot, and if you already reached your limit on connection notes, go ahead and connect with them anyway. Put their name to a spreadsheet, and when they connect, go ahead and message them when you can. The second way is much more strategic, and I love this way. Instead of this job board, you're going to treat LinkedIn like a search engine. So if we go back to our homepage, go ahead and search hiring data analyst. Same thing, we're going to, once this loads, search by posts. And I want the latest. Now there's going to be a lot of spam here, but we're going to want to scroll through all the spam, try to find someone who seems like a real person. And if you're in the US, I want a US based job. So I have to look for that when I'm looking through everything. So this looks real, and good thing about this one, it gives their email. So this is a person I would reach out to. I would send them a connection request. I will email them, and I will also look at their business profile to search and apply for that job if they have it there. This is a prime example of what to look for. And if we scroll, this is a prime example of something that's probably a bit spammy. So using LinkedIn this way, instead of the job board, is exactly how I got my last 2 data positions. And it's probably how I'm going to get my next one if I ever search for another one again. But if you are able to apply to something where it was just posted, let's say 5 minutes ago, instead of being in a pool of 1,000 people or hundreds of people on the job board, you are one of the first to reach out to that person hiring using this method. So this makes your chances of landing that first interview drastically higher. So why is this so time consuming? Well, you never know when a person's going to post a LinkedIn post. So you have to constantly be searching this throughout your day. That's why I always say, do this in the morning, lunch break, after work, even at night. I'd even do it on the weekends, but as much time as you can searching for this, and try to apply, reach out to that person immediately when they post it. And that wraps up month 3, or everything you need to do for month 3. You should now just continue applying to jobs using those 2 methods until you land a job. Hopefully you'll start landing some interviews. And if you're not, you are generating data. Gather that data, see what's working, see what's not, and adjust accordingly. There's some other areas you can practice here while you're applying. Practice your STAR interview questions. Practice your technical skills by just making sure you do a little bit of SQL each and every day so you don't lose anything, because there is a chance to get a technical interview. But that's really it. So guys and gals, that's my 3-month plan on how to get a data job if I were to do it again. To find out more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And make sure to check out this video where I walk you through creating a beautiful, simple portfolio website.